I run across situations where elderly people have been taken advantage of, sometimes by outside people that are not part of their family, and oftentimes by people in their family. And it's a circumstance of them being elderly, and sometimes it's a circumstance of someone else in the family is a little more devious, a little shrewder, a little bit more worldly, a little bit more sophisticated. Case in point, I received a phone call today from a prospective client, and there were some different things that had been done with the deed to the home. So originally, there were multiple transfers. Originally, the deed was in the name of the deceased mother. Now, my prospective client is an older person. The deed went from the mother and father to just the mother, to my client at one point, to my client and a sibling. Then somehow my client took her name off the deed with a quit claim deed for the sum of $1. This was done about 10 years ago, but it was a family home. I don't really understand the circumstances why the home did so many transfers. Families do that sometimes. And the home wound up in the name of a sister. And the mother passed away a couple of years ago. And my client has been living in a home that she's no longer a title owner to, and her mother has passed away. Right? That's the scenario. The sister sold the home completely, and my client is still inside. And now the new owners are looking to evict. What to do, how to do it, where to go, what. So really, to unpack this, it's quite it's kind of like a scientist trying to pull apart strands of DNA. So I was speaking to this prospective client and another family member, trying to figure out how we can redress this wrong. And my prospective client's name has not been on the deed for more than 10 years. It was not part of the mother's estate. The mother passed away. She indicated that she wanted this property to be divided among her children. So now the people that have been displaced are my client and her siblings, except for one sibling that's name, her name is on the deed. She sold it. She captured all the money, not pursuant to any kind of estate proceeding. And I said, gather information, the history of the deeds, what circumstances they had an awareness of going into the closing. Was there a title company? Was it properly vetted that, the no consideration or the dollar consideration for her portion of the house? And then what about something like detrimental reliance or a constructive trust? The idea is, under what circumstances did my prospective client give the home to her sister, right? Air quotes. But it's a lot to unpack. Unfortunate. I felt for this person, because now she didn't get any portion of the money. She's being displaced from a home that she lived in for many years. There's something to do. We'll figure it out, but it's not cheap, quick, or easy. It would have been easier to prevent a closing, to prevent the sale, because otherwise now I have to undo a sale. To really go to this third-party buyer that perhaps got a lender and legitimately bought for fair market value. How do I undo that? It's tough. And then it's not an estate proceeding because the mother passed away a few years ago without this property in her estate. So is this person out of luck? We'll see what we can do for her.